Yo, what is going on, guys? And welcome back to 365 Analytics. And today or tonight, it is NFL schedule release season. And here I am to just unpack the entire schedule, give my reactions on it, and takeaways, primetime games, um, international games, everything involved and the quarterback matchups and everything that comes with the schedule release season. I've always been an advocate for NFL schedule release day is the most underrated day of the entire sports calendar. I love seeing what games are played when and where and what times and all that. So before we get into it, if you guys do enjoy, please like, subscribe. That would all be greatly appreciated. And before we get into the full NFL schedule, I'm going to give a little rundown on the Bengals schedule. Since this is like a Bengals based channel and I'm a Bengals fan, so we're going to do a little rundown on it and what I think about each game. So, preseason, we're going to skip over this pretty quickly here. Philadelphia Eagles in Lincoln Financial Field on August 7th. Washington Commanders, that'll be considered a Monday Night Football game in the preseason. We will be playing in Washington for that one on ESPN on the 18th and at home to finish off the preseason on August 23rd at 1 o'clock versus the Indianapolis Colts. So that is your three preseason Bengals games. But we get to the regular season and we start off the year with a trip to Cleveland, reminiscent of 2023 season where we lost the Cleveland Browns in week 1. But this time, hopefully we can start hot and hopefully we don't choke the game away. But the season starts in Cleveland again. The game is on Fox this time, pretty surprisingly. It's kind of weird to see a Bengals Browns game on Fox, but that's on September 7th at 1 o'clock Eastern. Week 2, Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the home opener. 1 o'clock. That game's on CBS. Week 3, Minnesota Vikings. Not going to lie, I thought that game could have been prime time. Obviously, the LSU connection. The last two times these two teams have played, it's been very, very good football games. And that game's 1 o'clock on CBS in week 3. Now, we're getting into the primetime games. So this is not my first initial reaction. I saw the schedule. Leaks have been absolutely flying off the wazoo today. And there's been this game leaked, this game leaked. The whole entire schedule was leaked before, obviously, the full official release. And it's, it just, schedule release day is very, very fun. So, yeah, week number 4 at Denver Broncos. 3 of the first 4 weeks road games. Monday Night Football. I believe this is included in a doubleheader. We'll double check on that when we go over the full schedule. But in Mile High, the rematch of the game last year, obviously the Bengals Broncos was a crazy, crazy game last year. This time in Denver on a Monday Night Football game. So that would be interesting. Week 5, Lions at Bengals, America's game of the week. This game is on Fox. Brady and Berkdar will be on the call, you'd assume, for this one. Again, very, very good game. Thought this one could have been in prime time. This game's in Cincinnati on Fox, America's game of the week. So, yeah, this will be a fun one pretty early in the year, week 5. This will be a big, big stretch right here for the Bengals to show them who they are. Week 6, another 4:30 game at Green Bay Packers. This one's on CBS. I assume this is the Nance Romo game. So 2 weeks in a row versus NFC North opponents. The Bengals are going to get the main doubleheader game. I assume this will be the Nance Romo game. We'll check on that in a second. But yeah, to Green Bay. Then you come back in week 7. You're back in Cincinnati. You get the Pittsburgh Steelers on a Thursday night. I assume this is your White Bengal game. This is your Ring of Honor game. Division rival at home. Sadly, this is our only home primetime game this year. So I've said it before. I want the Bengals to get more home primetime games. When they get home primetime games, it's always electric. The whiteout games, the Stripe of the Jungle games. But I assume this is your White Bengal and Ring of Honor game right here on a Thursday night. So yeah, that's your TNF game. Then after the Steelers game, you have 2 games in a row here, 1 o'clock Eastern. New York Jets on CBS and Chicago Bears on CBS. Those are 2 pivotal games for the Bengals, coming off a stretch of Minnesota, Denver, Detroit, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. You come back with the Jets and Bears. I mean, this is a very, very defining stretch right here, week 3 through week 7. You have week 8 and week 9 at home in your house. 2 teams you should absolutely beat at 1 o'clock on CBS. And then week 11 or week 10, they have the bye week. They don't play week 10. Very, very good bye week. Pretty much smack dab in the middle of the season. Week 11, you come back, you travel to Acrisure Stadium to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road, division rival. Played them a few weeks prior. Week 12, again, a game that the Cincinnati Bengals should win. A rematch of the Week 1 game last year where New England came into our house, beat us, but Week 12 this time, 1 o'clock on CBS. Again, a game the Bengals should win. And here it is. I am excited through the roof, man. Let me tell you a little story. Thanksgiving is my absolute favorite holiday. I don't think any holiday compares to Thanksgiving. The food, the family, the football, the three F's. And the Cincinnati Bengals have only played on Thanksgiving once prior to this year versus the New York Jets. And now, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Turkey Day prime time on NBC. What else could you rather want? I am through the roof. I have always wanted to see the Bengals play a Thanksgiving game, and now it finally has come true, and we get the primetime slot. We are absolutely downing a turkey leg if the Cincinnati Bengals come away with a win here. I am so excited. This is the one I am gonna have circled on my calendar all year long. So I am through the roof for that one. But yeah, Thanksgiving Bengals. Finally, I've waited years for it, and I am so excited. Week 14 again, another tough one at Buffalo, 4:30. This is on Fox, surprisingly. Wow. That means Burkhardt and Brady will be on the call for that. Wow. I'm shocked that game is on CBS. That will be a Fox America's game of the week, obviously. But at Buffalo, tough, two tough road trips in a row there. And then you come back home for week 15, 1 o'clock, Baltimore Ravens at home. This, another one, a defining stretch right here. You have at Baltimore, at Buffalo, then you come back home to play the Ravens. That's a stretch right there if I've ever seen one. I mean, those three games, I really would have liked the Baltimore at home game to be a primetime game, but it's four straight seasons in Baltimore being a primetime game now. But yep, Week 16 Sunday Night Football at Miami Dolphins. The Bengals taking a trip to Miami late in December. Obviously, a hot weather game. Sunday Night Football. This should be a good one. Burrow versus Tua. The Alabama versus LSU days, and the NFL. I've seen the Dolphins schedule. They have quite a few primetime games. The NFL thinks very very highly of them this year. So yeah, the Bengals taking on the Dolphins in December in Miami. And then they finish off the year with a TBD game. This could be a Saturday, this could be a Sunday game versus the Arizona Cardinals, week 17, and then the last game of the year. They finish off the season, who they kicked off the season with, the Cleveland Browns. This game will be in Paycor Stadium to finish off the season. To recap, the preseason is what it looks like right here. The primetime games as follow: at Denver Broncos versus Pittsburgh Steelers, at Baltimore Ravens versus Miami Dolphins. That equates to four primetime games, three on the road, sadly, one at home, the divisional game there. You have the Green Bay Packers game, the Detroit Lions game, and the Buffalo Bills game all being at 4 o'clock at America's Game of the Week. So, yeah, this should be fun. Early predictions, 10, 11 wins. There's no excuse for the Bengals not to get 10, 10, 11 wins, no matter what their defense looks like. Burrow, Chase, and Higgins are the core. And now, let's look at the entire NFL schedule, and I'm going to give you my takeaways. Now, let's quickly skim over the entire 2025 NFL schedule. Obviously, we start off September 4th, opening night, Cowboys, Eagles, a division game to kick it off. That was announced a few days ago. Should be a very, very good matchup. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think the Lions or the Rams would have been better options there to go to Philly to open the year, but they off with Cowboys, Eagles. Obviously, a historic rivalry. NFC East. Very, very good game nonetheless. And we get to see that game to open up the year. Friday night, the Brazil game, now a tradition, I assume, in the NFL. Chiefs, Chargers, a divisional game overseas. Not gonna lie, I don't agree with divisional games overseas, but I did read that the Chargers signed off. The Chargers were content with playing this game overseas, and they did not protect this game from being a international game. So Chiefs Chargers nonetheless played overseas in Brazil. Friday night game, second year in a row. So yeah, that should be interesting. Then you look at the Sunday schedule. We have a plethora of 1 p.m. games here to highlight. Tampa Bay Atlanta. It's probably the number one game on the slate I'd consider for the 1 p.m. games. You have Steelers Jets, potentially Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers versus Justin Fields and the Jets. Giants Commanders should be higher up on the plethora there. Titans Broncos, Cam Ward's NFL debut. 425 CBS. This will be Nance and Romo, I assume. Lions versus Packers. Texans Rams, a good game. Sunday Night Football opener, playoff rematch, divisional rematch. Baltimore and Buffalo. Very, very good game there. And then you have Monday Night Football, the Monday Night Football opener. Vikings, Bears, Flores versus Ben Johnson with a Vikings Bears matchup. So pretty good week one schedule. You go to week two. Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football opener, Commanders, Packers. You have Browns, Ravens, Jags, Bengals that week. Steelers, Seahawks, DK Metcalf versus former team. You have America's Game of the Week, Fox gets the doubleheader this week. Eagles, Chiefs, Burkdart and Brady on the call again there. Super Bowl rematch this early in the year. Obviously, everyone knows what happened in February. The Eagles went in there and absolutely killed them. This game's in Arrowhead Stadium. Sunday Night Football, Falcons, Vikings. And then week two, you have a doubleheader between Tampa Bay and Houston and the Chargers and the Raiders. One at 7 o'clock, one at 10 o'clock. Wow. Wow. So totally split up games there. But 10 o'clock on the East Coast is an absolute heater. That means that game will go to 1 in the morning. Wow, that Tuesday morning will not be a good one. Okay. Dolphins Bills, your annual Dolphins Bills Thursday night football game where Josh Allen wins by 30. You have Bengals Vikings. I assume that's the number one CBS game on this slate. Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's a Fox doubleheader week, so I mean, maybe that's your Nance and Romo game at that point. Maybe that's your Nance and Romo game. It's definitely the A team and the B team there. Um, Broncos Chargers, good game there. Cowboys Bears, Cardinals Niners, Chiefs Giants, Sunday Night Football, Lions Ravens on the third Monday night of the year. Very good game there. Week four, Seahawks Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. Your first NFL Network 9:30 in the morning EST International Game of the Year. Vikings Steelers. This one's in Ireland, I believe. Commanders Falcons, very good game. Eagles Bucks Fox game there. You have Ravens Chiefs, the rematch, the opening night game last year. Lamar versus Mahomes. That's a beauty. Packers Cowboys Sunday Night Football. And then you have Monday Night doubleheader. Again, this one's not overlapped though. 7:15 on ESPN, Jets Dolphins in the AFC East. And then the one everybody's realistically watching. This is the better one, let's be real. ABC 8:15, Bengals, Broncos. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman better get that game. That's clearly the better game than Jets and Dolphins, but that's your week four schedule. Week five, Niners, Rams. Again, your yearly Niners, Rams Thursday night football game. Texans, Ravens in the 1 p.m. window there. Good game. Broncos, Eagles. Again, two CBS games contending there for viewership. Two very good games at that. You have Vikings, Browns in London that morning. America's Game of the Week on Fox, Lions Bengals, that's your main doubleheader game. Commanders Chargers also there. Pats Bills, Stephon Diggs versus Buffalo in the Sunday Night Football slot. And Chiefs Jaguars on Monday Night Football. Eagles Giants, obviously, this is the appeal of Saquon Barkley in MetLife Stadium. That's your Thursday Night Football game there. You have Broncos Jets in London. Rams Ravens on 1 o'clock on Fox. Good game there. Brown Steelers, AFC North, Chargers, Dolphins, 1 o'clock there. Bengals, Packers. The Bengals getting the main 4:30 game 2 weeks in a row there. I traveled to Lambeau in that one. That'll be Nance and Romo's game. And then Sunday Night Football there, you have Detroit and Kansas City. Very good game. Very good game. And then you have a Monday Night Football doubleheader. This one's at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock again. Buffalo and Atlanta. And Bears and Commanders are in the doubleheader slot. Dude, after the game they had last season, they're in a double header slot. Wow. But again, that's clearly the better game there. Bears and Commanders after the Hail Mary last season, they're in a double header slot. Steelers Bengals. Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. You have Eagles Vikings at 1 o'clock. Shocked that's not a 4 o'clock game, honestly. Commanders Cowboys 4:30 game on Fox. Falcons Niners Sunday Night Football. Monday Night Football doubleheader. That's a good doubleheader. That's a good doubleheader right there. Tampa Bay Buccaneers Detroit Lions, Baker Mayfield versus the Lions. That's a good game. Those teams have played the last few years now. Been a good, very good game every time. And then ESPN Plus, another 10 p.m. game here, Houston and Seattle. Oh, it's a standalone game. I'm gonna have to get ESPN Plus for it. Oh, NFL, y'all got me. I'm gonna have to get ESPN Plus for that one. Thursday Night Football, JJ McCarthy versus Jim Harbaugh in SoFi Stadium. Bears Ravens, pretty good. Jets Bengals. Giants Eagles again, second time of the year. Packers Steelers Sunday Night Football and Commanders Chiefs on Monday night. That's a good Monday Night Football game right there. That would be the Chiefs' second Monday night game of the year. And honestly, pretty weak schedule here. Bye weeks are probably down here. 6 bye weeks this week during week 8. But that's one of the weaker years of this. One of the weaker weeks of the season, I'd say. Ravens Dolphins Thursday Night Football. Bears Bengals. Vikings Lions play 1 o'clock. Fox there. Oh, this is your Chiefs Bills week. I forgot about it. Kansas City Buffalo again, another year. They play in Orchard Park this year. Your AFC Championship rematch in Buffalo, 425 CBS. That would be your Nance and Romo game, obviously. Seattle and Washington Sunday night, good game, and Cardinals Cowboys on Monday night. Week 10 Thursday night football, Raiders Broncos. Meh, not a great game, but not a horrible AFC West rivalry. Bills Dolphins matchup number 2. Ravens Vikings, good game there. Lions Commanders, the divisional round rematch. America's Game of the Week on Fox. Steelers Chargers Sunday Night Football, and Eagles Packers, a playoff wildcard rematch. That was announced a few days ago. Week 10 Monday Night Football. It's the Bengals bye week, along with the Cowboys, Chiefs, and Titans. Week 11. We are moving along here. Jets Patriots. That's probably the worst Thursday night football game of the year. I'm not high on either of those teams. And Justin Fields versus Drake May. I could see the Patriots shocking some people maybe, but yeah, I don't know about that game. Commanders Dolphins. This game's in Madrid. That should be a very, very good game. I really wanted the Bengals to take that spot and take on the Dolphins at the 9:30 slot, but ends up being the Commanders. Bengals Steelers 1 o'clock on CBS this week. Bears Vikings. Ravens Browns at 425, huh? That's interesting. Chiefs Broncos is obviously the number one slot in that window, but that's interesting. Seahawks Rams also playing there. Lions Eagles Sunday Night Football. That's probably one of the best Sunday Night Football games of the year. We didn't get to see them play last year, so that's the first time we've seen this matchup in a few years now. And a Cowboys Raiders Monday Night Football game. That just seems like one of those random Monday Night Football games the NFL likes to put there because of big markets. Bills Texans on a Thursday night. Very, very good. Jets Ravens, Patriots Bengals, uh, Colts Chiefs, Eagles Cowboys, the rematch from opening night. That's America's Game of the Week. Bucks Rams on Sunday Night Football, and then Panthers 49ers. What is that? Oh, that's the Christian McCaffrey. I guess Christian McCaffrey playing his former team. That's why that game's there. But that's a little bit of a weird game to be on Monday Night Football. Thanksgiving. Packers Lions, Chiefs Cowboys, Bengals Ravens. I'm not tooting my own horn because the Bengals are in the slot, but that's a good slate. NFC North rivalry, two good teams there. This might be the most viewed NFL game of the season right here. Patrick Mahomes versus the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. The NFL is just literally bathing in money at that game. And then you have Burrow versus Lamar. I mean, we are going to be eating good on Thanksgiving this year. You have Bears Eagles Black Friday game that was announced a few days ago. Bill Steelers is your 425 CBS game that week. CBS has a doubleheader here. You have Broncos Commanders Sunday Night Football and Giants Patriots Monday Night Football. Again, Thursday Night Football, Cowboys Lions, good game. Seahawks, Falcons, Steelers, Ravens. I don't think I've seen that matchup yet. It might be the first game of the year there. Commanders, Vikings, good game. Bears, Packers, uh, Bengals, Bills. That's your America's game of the week. Followed by Texans, Chiefs on Sunday Night Football and Eagles, Chargers on Monday Night Football in SoFi. So a few good games this week during Week 14 of the year. Falcons, Bucks, Thursday Night Football. Getting towards the end here. Ravens playing in Cincinnati. Only 2 weeks every other week. Only they spent 1 week in between, and now they're playing again after the Thanksgiving game. This time in Cincinnati, it's a 1 o'clock game. Chargers Chiefs also that week. Bills Patriots. Packers Broncos is good. Oh, same week. This is a double header, I believe. Both networks have double headers here. Packers Broncos will be CBS's A game, and then Lions Rams will be the Fox A team game. I'm honestly surprised that Lions Rams isn't Sunday Night Football. It was a Sunday Night Football game last year to open the year. Surprised they didn't go that route again. Vikings Cowboys and then Dolphins Steelers on Monday night. Week 16 Rams Seahawks on Sunday. I mean Thursday Night Football on a Friday. Well, what? Is that accurate? Friday, December 19th. I thought this was a Saturday doubleheader. Am I tweaking? The NFL announced these games a few days ago. I thought this was a Saturday doubleheader. Packers, Bears, Eagles, Commanders. I don't know. I have to get confirmation on that. I thought that was a Saturday doubleheader. December 19th on Friday. I mean, nonetheless, I mean, I don't care, but that's odd. I think I thought Saturday. I don't know. This might be wrong. Um, but we have Chiefs, Titans, Steelers, Lions, Bengals, Dolphins. You saw a football game this week. 49ers, Colts on a Monday night. Here's your Christmas Day triple header. Cowboys, Commanders, Lions, Vikings, and Broncos, Chiefs. Again, the NFL cooked. This is a crazy triple header. Christmas Day. I mean, the NFL. Let's just let's give it up for the NFL this year, man. With the holiday games, let's give it up. The holiday games are absolutely cinema this year, and there's a lot to be excited about there. Steelers, Browns, Eagles, Bills. That will be your America's game of the week. Bears, 49ers could be a pivotal Sunday night football game at the end of the year there. Rams, Falcons on Monday night, and then TBD games: Seattle, Carolina, Arizona, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, Houston, LA. That's a playoff rematch right there, and the Giants and the Raiders. Either two or three of those games will be selected on a Saturday, I believe. I think one of those will be on Peacock, and maybe the other two will be on NFL Network, or maybe only two of those games will be put on Saturday. I don't know. A few of those will be put on Saturday though. And then the finale of the season is your divisional weeks. As you can see, Jets, Bills, Lions, Bears, Browns, Bengals, in all of these divisional games, Ravens, Steelers to finish out the 2025 NFL season. I'm not going to lie, I'm excited. This is your last post of the NFL offseason. You had obviously you have the combine. Well, you have the Senior Bowl, you have the combine, you have free agency, you have the draft, and then you have the schedule release. And after that, it's a long summer. So we're going to be talking about the schedule for months now because the summer it gets long at times. So yeah, we'll see you in September. I'm excited, y'all. If you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe. That will be greatly appreciated. And I will see y'all next time.